Hello, and welcome to my podcast. It is my podcast now, yes, child?
Yes, my lady, the Post Meridian Radio Players podcast is now yours.
Very good. I understand this is our first season finale, is it not?
It is, my lady.
Then I see no reason not to welcome our other guest to my castle. Lower the drawbridge and let the good sergeant inside.
Yes, my lady.
It is so good to have servants again. While we wait to welcome the good sergeant inside, let us listen to this week's episode, another before-heard premiere. It's the debut of Kevin Kordis's tale of devilish bargains, an epic I like to call The Renegotiation.
The tale I tell you today starts where most such tales do. Once upon a time that may or may not have existed, there lived a blacksmith whose forge stood on the edge of a small village that itself stood on the edge of annihilation. Here.
This is it?
For now. I should have another 70 in about 5 days.
The rebels will be here within 3 days.
I'll see what I can do.
Is this all we can expect? Hammers and scythes?
What do you want from me?
We want weapons, not shoddy farm tools.
Do I look like the forge master of some lord's castle? Farm tools are what I make. You think they teach some run-of-the-mill blacksmith swordcraft? People come to me for nails and horseshoes, not arms and armor. Even if I had the knowledge, I don't have the means to make them. The war has cut our shipments of ore down to a trickle. All the best material has been claimed for the prince's armory. I'm working with next to nothing.
The rebel lords have taken every village south, east, and west of us and put them and their inhabitants to the torch and sword. The prince has shut his gates to us. We are cut off and have nowhere to flee. We need weapons if we're to have any hope of survival.
Then you best let me get back to making those shoddy tools for you.
I remember you as a child. Your father was the best surgeon our village could have hoped for. It is a shame you did not inherit his trade. We will need a surgeon of his talent if these are what we must go to war with.
All that day, the blacksmith never left her forge. As the sun sank into the west, the sound of the smith's hammering still echoed through the dusk. The light of a full moon shined high above, when a stranger in a dark traveler's cloak rode up to the echo of the hammer's ceaseless ring.
Hello in there? There's someone in there? Or is it just very productive mice I hear?
Go away! We're closed!
The door's unbolted and your forge is still glowing. Hardly closed, for what I can tell.
I'm at work, and I've no time for any...
No time, of course. And this will require no time whatsoever. And afterwards, you will not find me ungrateful.
What do you want?
A sip of water for me and my horse, who also needs shoeing. It has been a long, hard ride for us both, with many more miles yet to go.
Water's free, but the shoes will cost coin. 6 coppers should suffice.
Yes, they should. It's just...
Just?
I seem to find myself a little short on coin at this particular moment.
In that case, have your drink and be on your way.
But if you'd extend a traveler just a few days' credit, upon my return, I'll pay you triple your asking price. I'll even leave you my mark as proof of my word.
By the time you return, I very likely won't be here to collect on your debt.
Are you planning on moving?
Into the next world, perhaps.
I don't follow.
Before the sun sets on the following day, the rebel lords will have sent their forces to scourge our village and send every last man, woman, and child to their graves. And the only thing that stands in the way of this fate are these lousy field tools I've been slaving all day and night to make. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lot to do before I die.
Yes, you do. I'll trouble you no more.
Wait. Bring the beast inside. I can't let some poor creature run itself to death on these roads.
You are the very soul of charity.
Charity, nothing. I expect every coin you promised if I'm alive on your return. Now fetch the damned horse.
Yes, of course.
Jesus!
He doesn't like that word.
But it's the...
Oh, it's okay. It's all right. I'm here. I think you startled him even more than he startled you.
It's the eyes.
Yes, they burn like hot coals. Yes. It took eons of careful breeding to get that just right. But you are worth it. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. What a good
Who
horse.
are you?
Yes. Now we come to it. Well, my friend, I'm here on behalf of someone quite powerful, who is aware of the plight that you and your village face, and wishes to offer you their full assistance. I've been empowered to provide you with all the resources you need to this end, with no upfront payment required.
Up front? What do you mean up front?
I've yet to have my sip of water, and my throat is ever so parched. We can talk terms after I've quenched my thirst and you shoot my horse. I promise it'll do you no harm, unless I tell him otherwise.
Over the sipping of water and the hammering of shoes, the two strangers talked. Explanations were given, promises were made, and terms delicately forged. Until at last, after what might have been hours, or only minutes, the rider reached into his dark traveler's cloak and yielded up.
That's it?
Were you expecting something else?
For what I'm paying for it, well, yes. Even I've made better hammers than this.
Does a tool have to sparkle in the sunlight to fulfill its purpose? Trust me, with this hammer in your hand, you can bend the very elements to your will.
You're asking a steep price...
From which you'll have a 10-year reprieve.
A steep price to accept on only your word.
That hurts. But I suppose a demonstration might be in order. Take the hammer. Now go to the forge. No, not that forge. The other one.
But that's cold. I didn't...
Trust me. Good. Now, give it a light tap on the side.
Good God!
Must you keep bringing him into this?
Sorry, old habits.
Fine. Now then.
Wait, what are you doing with those?
It'll only be a second.
It took me all day to get them...
Patience! I think 3 hammer strikes should suffice. If you would. Very good. Now, let's get this into some water. And now, let's see what we have wrought. What do you think of that?
I could never possibly make a blade like that.
No craftsman in the world could until today.
It's beautiful. How does it...
Is that your only anvil?
Huh? No, but I... What in the name of...
Took practically no effort.
But those tools, with the material I had, there's no way they could make a blade
Oh,
like
my
that.
sweet, naive friend. With this hammer, any material in this world can be used to forge your heart's desire. Throw some coal into the forge.
The flames are plenty hot already.
Just do as I say. 5 blows this time.
breastplate?
Find me an armorer who can make stronger. Hint, you won't. Hold it up to your chest.
Like this?
Perfect. Just don't move your hands.
What? Wait,
How do you like that? Are you all right?
You knocked the wind out of me.
If not for that armor, I would have knocked your entrails out of you.
That sword just cut through my anvil like butter.
So if a sword like this can't pierce that plate, what chance do the swords of your enemies have?
It's miraculous.
Miraculous? Oh, my friend, you haven't seen anything yet.
Even dirt?
Your most bountiful resource. Now, this will require a more delicate hand. 7 strikes should do it, but they must be oh so gentle. Perfect.
Tiny metal balls? Toys?
Metal? Yes. Toys? Far from it. Move to this side of the table, please. Now, on my word, strike your hammer just behind the pile. And whatever you do, do not strike the spheres directly. Are you ready?
Yes.
Then strike!
God in heaven!
You keep invoking that name and my client might start taking it for ingratitude.
No, please, your client has done more than I could imagine. I'm just... The wall's nothing more than splintered wood.
And imagine how flesh and bone would fare.
Oh, I've never seen anything that
And
can compare.
Be grateful that you haven't. Should the day come when man can recreate a sliver of such power, I'd suspect the end times would not be far behind.
With this hammer, I can save my village, my people.
And become rich and powerful in the process.
That's not what...
Not important. Naturally. Only the welfare of your people matters. And so I must ask, on behalf of your people and my client, do we have an agreement?
We do.
Magnificent. I've taken the liberty of writing up the standard contract with all the terms we had previously agreed to. All it requires to make it official is your signature right here.
I can't write.
Of course you can't. Just make your mark. Any scratch or two will do to make it binding.
You're not going to try to cheat me because I can't read?
If I had the gall to try, our bargain would be forfeit.
All right, then. Do I need to sign in blood or something?
Blood is fine if that's what you wish. Piss would also be acceptable, but I've always found ink the most practical choice. Is something wrong?
No, nothing. It's nothing. It's just...
Yes. A steep price to pay. I know. It's not fair to be asked to give up so much so others will not have to. You are quite a lot like your father in that way.
My father?
He
What
was
do
the
you know
town
about...
surgeon, was he not?
How'd you know he was a...
It was a terrible thing. The plague that befell your village? So many lives extinguished, like torches in a heavy rain.
So many.
No one dared to treat the victims.
Except my father.
Your father. He did what no one else would do and saved the lives of so many, even as the plague ripped him apart from the inside out.
He saved the village.
Did. By making the ultimate sacrifice, he did. And tonight, that very village holds its collective breath, waiting to see if his daughter is willing to do the same. And that'll do. Well, I best be moving along. My client will be anxious to hear my report.
Yes, and I have much to do before daybreak. I imagine it must be almost dawn.
Almost dawn. Not at all. Come see for yourself. Listen. Do you hear?
I hear nothing. Everything is still.
Still! Exactly! I said this would take no time, and no time has passed.
By the stars.
I'd strongly suggest you get a good night's sleep.
But my work
We'll keep till tomorrow. Trust me.
If you say so, but there's...
Then I'll be on my way. My thanks for the drink. And the horseshoes.
You're welcome.
I shall return in exactly 10 years' time. Until then, my friend. Hey-ya!
10 years.
When dawn broke, the smith woke and thought she'd dreamt the whole thing, until she felt the shaft of the hammer curled tight in her grip. She then got to her feet and set to work. It was only a little past midday when the smith brought her cart to the center of town, piled high with the swords, axes, and suits of armor she had crafted.
You've come, and... But how did...
There will be time enough for that later. Help me unload this before my cart collapses.
Aye, of course. Lend a hand here.
Careful with that. Keep those in their sheaths, lest you want to lose some fingers. Try this on. If that piece don't fit, bring it around later and I'll make the adjustments.
What's in this?
Careful with that! It's... Well, you'll see soon enough. God forgive me. You will see. Here, help me with this!
It was on the following day, shortly before dusk, that the rebel forces appeared on the horizon.
We should sound the charge. Take them unawares.
Open your eyes. They are fully aware of us. No, we must let them come to us. Have everyone hold their positions until I say otherwise.
I'm not sure that that's such a...
Trust me.
You still haven't told us what is inside that crate.
Don't stand in front of it! Just keep your focus out there.
Here they come.
Perfect.
They're almost upon us.
Just a little closer.
We have to sound the charge.
Steady.
They're right on top of us.
Ah! Now counterattack.
Saints preserve us.
The command!
Yes. Upon them! No prisoners! No mercy! Attack!
The moon had reached its peak when the bloody work had finally come to its end, though the groans of the dying would haunt the night until the break of day. When at last the sun shined down on the killing field, not a single soul from the village could be counted amongst the dead. Word spread far and wide of the smith whose craft had brought about this miraculous victory, until even the prince of the land, who'd finally bestirred himself to crush the remaining rebels, came in person to give his thanks, and, more importantly, his patronage. Soon, lords and royals from near and far made the journey to this tiny village to treat with the humble blacksmith and pay her handsomely for her fabled skills. But even... But even as the smith grew ever more rich and admired, a terrible dread weighed heavily upon her soul. A dread made manifest in 2 words.
10 years.
Each day a falling grain of sand in the hourglass. She tried to lose herself in work, luxury, and self-betterment, as she learned the higher mysteries of reading and writing. But in the end, it always came back to those 2 words.
10 years.
The drumbeat of time pounded ever onward until 9 years slipped away like water in a clutched fist. Then, one morning, the first villager to call on the smith found the door to her forge bolted shut, and a piece of parchment nailed to it, upon which were written 4 words.
Gone traveling, will return.
11 moons would wax and wane before the blacksmith returned, and when she did, she locked her forge to everyone. And for the next 27 nights, the villagers would go to bed to this endless clang of the hammer and anvil. The moon hung full in the sky again when the stranger in the dark traveler's cloak galloped up to the blacksmith's door and knocked 3 times.
We meet again, my friend.
And well met, too. It's been too long.
Actually, I'd say it's been exactly long enough.
Yes, I suppose it has. Will you come in?
You've fixed the place up quite nicely since I was last here. These years have treated you well, it seems.
They have, aye. My work is known far and wide. I've influence equal to that of a high lord. I have more wealth than I honestly know what to do with.
Getting out to see the world was a nice use.
I'm sorry?
You did some traveling this past year, did you not?
Yes, I did. I'd spent so many years focused on my work that I thought it was high time that I see what lay beyond my little village.
I'm glad you did. Truly. The truth is, part of me was sure that I'd come here only to find the place empty and...
Ask any customer I've done business with. I always keep my appointments.
Forgive me for ever doubting you. Now, shall we conclude our business here?
Please, let's, but may I ask a boon of you first?
And that would be...
On my travels, I visited a vineyard by the sea and fell in love.
Oh.
With their wine.
Oh.
So much so that I bought up all their stores. I've only a few left. Will you not let me take them with us when we depart here tonight?
Oh, my friend, I'm an agent of hell, not a monster. Of course you can bring them.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Here, let's have a bottle to celebrate.
Oh, no. I really...
Please, it's the sweetest thing you've ever tasted.
No, I shouldn't.
Just one cup to mark the end of our venture.
Oh, what the hell. Let's have a cup.
To 10 years.
10 years. That is sweet.
Truly. Oh, good. You're awake.
The wine.
Yes.
Oh.
Sorry about that. I drugged the wine, but I started to wonder if it would even work on you. So well, you know.
Oh, my head.
Come to think of it, I wasn't even sure if that blow would have done the trick.
Either would have.
Really? Well, you learn something new every day.
What's the meaning of this? Why?
Yes, I suppose we should talk about
Oh,
this.
no. That is not how this works, you miserable maggot. You unbind me now and get down on your knees and...
I'm afraid it's you who doesn't understand how this works. You are going to sit where you are, and we are going to have a calm, civil conversation.
I'll have you roasted on a rusted spit for this.
Shall I do the other knee then? I want you to know how very sorry I am that it had to come to this, truly. I take no pleasure in it.
Then why
10
would you...
years.
10 years?
10 years. 10 years of sleepless nights. 10 years knowing all of my work and achievements will amount to nothing. 10 years of loneliness. Keeping my distance to avoid bearing the loss when you...
Am I sensing some buyer's remorse? What is it that you want?
A renegotiation.
Renegotiation?
Of the terms of our contract, yes.
And what terms would you like to renegotiate?
I've had some time to think on that.
10 years?
In which I've come to realize 10 years was never going to be enough time. And you knew that going into this.
And what would be enough? 50 years? 100?
You don't understand. You played me false. You entered this pact with me in bad faith. Therefore, all terms of our agreement should be... How did you put it? Oh yes, forfeit.
So, it's not a renegotiation you want, but a release.
I suppose it is.
And I suppose if I were to release you from our contract, you'd turn the hammer back over to me.
The new terms would include that the hammer be gifted to me as reparations for damages incurred.
Aren't we the scholar? First renegotiation, now reparations?
I'm happy you can find some humor in this.
Oh, I do. I truly admire your temerity. Your spirit. I suppose that's why my master wants it so much. It's also why I'm willing to overlook this little indiscretion. Release me. Resume your debt. And we can chalk this unfortunate incident up to last-minute jitters.
We'll talk more later.
Our talk is over and... 7 circles? What are these made of?
I'm glad you asked. I haven't been idle these past 10 years. I've been improving myself. I've learned to read and write.
Oh, congratulations.
And in my studies, I stumbled across the legend of the lost saint. He was no lord or priest, just a ragged shepherd from the hills. One day, a host of bandits arrived to sack his village. The villagers fled, but the shepherd stood his ground. He told the bandits to leave, or else he would have to destroy them. The bandits laughed and sent a volley of arrows at the shepherd. And that's when the first miracle happened. The arrows all veered off and fell harmlessly away from the shepherd.
Of course.
This angered the bandits, who sent volley after volley at the shepherd, all with the same results, until they'd spent every last arrow they had. So the bandits charged the shepherd and fell on him with sword and axe and mace. And that's when the second miracle happened. For all their efforts, they could not cut or crush him. They went at him for hours, until the last bandit collapsed from exhaustion and the shepherd remained unscathed. Exhausted, the bandits gathered the last of their strength to seize the shepherd and haul him to where the village well stood, and heave the shepherd over the edge to plummet into the dark depths below.
And that is when the third miracle happened.
No,
And
he drowned.
Oh.
But while the bandits were focused on the shepherd, the forces from a nearby lord were able to flank and annihilate them entirely. And from that day forward, the village well became a hallowed spot, the first resting place of the nameless shepherd, the lost saint who'd saved his people.
Is that who you like to imagine yourself as? A lost saint? Don't make me laugh. If you had even a sliver of such piety,
I followed every lead I could find, traveling over plains, mountains, and seas, until at last I came to the hills where the village once stood. And there, in the midst of that emptiness, stood the well. It took me days, but I finally exhumed his body and brought the lost saint home to my forge. He was the strongest raw material I've ever worked with, not to mention the most difficult. Even with this hammer, it took me almost a month to forge these links from his bones. But I smile to think that if it took me this long to forge the chain...
Imagine how long it would take me to break it. Yes, I see your logic. But it matters little. 1 month, 1 year, I will break free. But you'll not be here to see it, that I promise. You'll never see another sunrise. You may have a low cunning, but in the end you're nothing more than a brute, and a brute can never hope to triumph over an agent of hell.
You didn't think I'd rely solely on that chain to hold you, did you? That spike I drove through your foot was forged from the teeth of the Lost Saint's upper jaw. They still have quite the bite to them, as you can probably attest.
I will drag your wretched soul screaming into the deepest pit of hell for this, you treacherous...
This second spike was forged from the teeth of his bottom jaw. Now hold still, please.
No, please. No. You'd be nothing without that hammer.
You're wrong about that. Your hammer has given me many things, it's true, but the most important things I already possessed. One of them is imagination. Here, let me show you. I made this from the saint's fingernails, thin and sharp enough to split a strand of hair. With a blade like this, I could peel layers of skin away like you would an onion. That's something else I didn't get from your hammer. I got that from my father. I may not have followed in his footsteps, but I did learn many things from him. How much pain a body can take, how to keep a deft and steady hand. But above all, he taught me the most important of virtues: patience. I'll go down this path with you for as long as it takes, for as long as you're willing to go, and I will take no joy in doing so. But I'm giving you the chance to end it right here. It's up to you. Are you ready to renegotiate?
What do you hope to gain from this? The moment the bargain was struck, heaven was forever forfeit to you. That will not change, even if I release you. Though not hell, where will you go? Salvation is beyond you.
Well, I guess we'll start with the pinky and work our way back.
6 suns and 7 moons would rise and fall as the renegotiation took place, marked with the occasional sob and the frequent scream. Things were learned over this time that joy could indeed be found in what should be a joyless task. And even the forces of hell have their limits. By the time it was finished, a new contract had been hammered out, written up and signed in blood. There had been an ample supply. As the 7th sun began to rise, the doors to the forge opened, and out walked the blacksmith, carrying her erstwhile guest, bundled in his black traveler's cloak.
Up you go. There. Made that saddle special for you. Should be able to keep you up even with the missing appendages. Oh, don't try to speak. I doubt I'd understand a word of it. You just make sure this remains securely in your cloak. Don't worry about your eyes. I'm sure your horse will find the way. When you arrive, I'm trusting you to put that contract directly into your master's hand. I left you enough fingers to do that. And if any of your fellow agents get the notion of coming to collect, you tell them what to expect if they try.
I think even without your tongue, you should be able to convey that message very clearly. Have I made myself clear?
Yes.
In that case, my old friend, may we never meet again. Hiya!
And the blacksmith's gambit did pay off. No demon would dare go near her from that day forward, nor any living thing for that matter.
Morning to you.
It didn't matter how kind her smile or how soft her words, one would only have to look in her eyes to see the emptiness where humanity should have been.
10 years.
Hell could not claim her. Heaven would not take her. And even death itself feared her. The only thing that held no fear of the blacksmith was time.
50 years.
Time brought its ravages to the smith, as it did for all things, raking her with all the aches and indignities of age.
100.
She watched helplessly as everyone and everything she ever knew rotted and crumbled away into the dust of time. And yet,
200.
she lingered. Time had left the once proud blacksmith a shunned and decrepit thing. She now longed for death's release, but it would not come for her. And so the day came when the blacksmith decided to take matters into her own hands. Infirm as she was, she hefted the hammer she had sacrificed her humanity for, and began to forge one last time. The song of hammer strokes sang throughout the day and into the night, and when their tune had finally ceased, the entire forge was flooded waist deep with tiny metal spheres. Her work done, the smith waded into the center of the silver flood and raised her hammer high for one final strike.
To oblivion!
When the dust had settled, a lone figure that may have once been human stood where the smith once had. Its entire body was scorched and scarred, its limbs tattered and bent out into grotesque angles. And yet, despite all this, it still clutched the hammer in its one raw, mangled hand. The thing let out a sickening noise that might have been a sigh, and shambled and staggered away. And the creature that had once been the blacksmith wandered the world, and eventually, some say, beyond it. And so... if you'll excuse me... Yes. Can I help you? Oh, so you want to enter now?
Belong here.
Oh, I thought you did too. Once. I remember the time and effort we spent to get you. You were quite the investment.
Then let
Well, I'm afraid we have a bit of a complication with that. You see, this contract, written and signed by you in the blood of one of my agents, you may recall, expressly states that I now and forever forfeit any claim to your immortal soul. I do question the legality of the methods you used to acquire this agreement. My poor agent hasn't been the same since. But my experts on the matter assure me the document is legally binding. So, I'm afraid my hands are tied in this matter. Now, unless there's anything else that I can do for you.
Work!
I'm sorry.
Work! Me? You!
You want to work for me? And what, pray tell, would be your desired vocation?
Or...
Oh, I won't lie. You'd be brilliant. Put all my other torturers to shame. Hell, I have little doubt you'd come up with new methods even I could never dream of. And therein lies the crux of the problem. You see, after seeing what you did to my agent, I can't be certain that even I'd be safe from your clutches. Yes, even the devil herself fears you. Please, take some solace in that. Pardon?
break it.
Well, you are most welcome to try. I should warn you, these gates have stood since time began, and they are very thick.
I will break it.
And I'll be on the other side when you do. Until then. And so she stands there to this very day, the one poor fool trying to break into hell, the clangs of her hammer strikes echoing throughout eternity.
The Renegotiation was written by Kevin Kordis and features the voices of Kathy Bedard as the Smith, Henry White as the Agent, Meg Wickham as the Elder, and Carrie Keebaugh as your narrator, the Devil. With direction by Laura Corliss, sound engineering by Jay Sikora, sound design by Paul Springer, and production by Chris DeKalb and the Post Meridian Radio Players.
Well, that brings us to the end of our first season, does it not? We've had such fun revisiting these audio recordings from the vault. But before we go, let's finally let Detective Sergeant Sargent into the castle.
Yes, my lady.
There you are, Nick Scratch. I found you at last. Oh, come on, let's get you out of...
Hello, Sergeant.
Huh? Well, who the devil are you?
Oh, the devil indeed. No names, Sergeant, for names have power. Let us just say that I am the one you've been looking for.
You? But it was Nick Scratch I was looking for.
I was the one you were seeking.
Yes. Yes, you were the one I was seeking all along. I see that now.
Very good. Well, children, I'll bet you're wondering what I'm going to do with these two fine fellows. For the answer to that question, you'll just have to tune in next season. Children, please, tell them what they need to know.
If you like what you hear, you can check out more about the PMRP, including upcoming performances and auditions, at their website, pmrp.org, or their Bandcamp store, pmrp.bandcamp.com.
And please support this podcast by giving us a review or recommend it to your friends.
Very good. And with that, I wish you adieu. Until next time, my darlings, I will see you in your dreams.
the PMRP podcast will return. Watch our social media for announcements. I'm Jeremy Holstein. Thank you for listening.
This has been a production of the Post Meridian Radio Players, copyright 2024. All rights reserved. For more information about our group, please visit www.pmrp.org.